Anyway, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. Awesome. I am here. Howdy, howdy, howdy. In my little junky space here. You guys ready to have some fun? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi Miko, hi Vicky, hi Celestine. I am going to be doing tonight, as usual, Journal 52 prompt. Tonight's prompt is Mosaic inspired, so we are going to do a mosaic page. Hello, hello. Did you all download the very simple little drawing? I just thought it might be easy for you to use to paint and guide you if you're going to do the page with me. And if you are here but you are unable to chat, please make sure that you log in so that you can chat with us. How's it going, ladies? So happy to see you. Hello, Miss Arnett. You guys get to see my big head. It's like it's right up in the camera. I guess it doesn't have to be. See my little junky messes all around the room. Hello, Tanel. 8:05. I'm going to get started in just a minute. I'm excited. I've got a cute idea in my head. I always try to come up with a little bit of the idea before the class. I don't always work it all out, but the page always turns out just fine. So, I hope you've gathered your supplies. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need the color palette that I provided, some gesso. You're going to need an adhesive. I like to use matte medium, so some matte medium. Water for your paint brushes. If you've got baby wipes, those are always great to have for cleanup. And you also want to have paint brushes. We're going to use our fingers tonight, and we'll use the paint brushes too, though. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and change my camera angle, put my glasses on so that I can see what you guys are typing without putting my face on the keyboard. I'm getting that close. Anyway, I am going to change the camera angle and we're going to get started. Alright? I hope you're ready for some fun. And just ignore all the little junky pictures that you see, or the junky spots in my room that you get to see. I think next time I'm going to try to put my camera up a little bit higher, because then that way it will show more of my page. Give me just a second. I think I'm going to try to do that now. See if this works. Well, I guess that didn't make a whole bunch of a difference, huh? Just a little bit, maybe. All right. There, that's better. I'll take this off. There, now you see more of my page. Oh, well, that's cool that you can at least be here and watch. All right, so tonight, color palette. I will be using some golden acrylics. I'm going to use anthraquinone. I can never say that. Anthraquinone blue and cerulean blue deep. This is what they look like. They're a part of the color palette I gave you. And I'm also going to use some burnt sienna, honey brown, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use bleach sand or if I'm going to get my gray out and add a little white to it. Okay, but first things first, why don't we go ahead and start the background, and then while the background is drying, we're going to paint these, which are going to turn into flowers, and we are going to turn them into a mosaic. Okay, so here is my inspiration. It's a stamp that I own, so this is the inspiration, but it won't be this plain and simple. It'll be fun. Okay, hello Miss Sylvia. Okay, so for the background, I'm just going to use my fingers. We're just going to have fun. Just spread your paint on, and I'm going to use the burnt sienna and the honey brown for the background colors, and I do think that I'm going to grab some gray in a minute and lighten it up and use that too. So this is easy. Add some burnt sienna or whatever kind of brown you decided to use, and just spread. Just have fun with it. I want you to spread this on pretty much as much of the page as you want to cover. And you can add a little bit of water to your fingers or spritz it to help move the paint around a little bit where it may be kind of thick. See, that helps to move it. And it may look messy, but messy's good and messy's fine. Don't trip about it. This is your art journal, so have fun with it. Be open to the creative process. Be open to it not being as beautiful as you think it should be, especially in the beginning stages. Because it all comes together in the end. And when you're painting with your fingers, the cool thing about this is as you add layers and more colors, you can smooth this out. There's so much that you can do with it. You can blend really nicely with your fingers. Hi, Miss Kyla. Yes, Miko, I always gesso before class because I know that I need to allow it to dry, although you guys know that I always have my heat gun nearby. But yes, I did gesso. Okay, so now I'm going to add some of the honey brown to this, which has a very golden color to it that I just love. And I'm just going to add it in different spots and blend with my fingers. And you can cover up some of the white space. Again, you can use your water. I know, it is a good name, isn't it? It's really pretty too. So I am just picking up the honey brown from the center here and adding it at different spots. Ooh, got a little crazy right there. That's too much honey brown. And I'm just going to pick it up. And you can blend and have fun with the two colors if you put a little dab of the burnt sienna down and a little dab of the honey brown and get them both on your fingers. Then it's fun because you start to get more blending. And see, you can add it to places where maybe you want to smooth out the color a bit. If it's not quite the look that you want. Alright, so I'm going to do that just a little bit more, and then I'm going to get my gray, which will be very interesting for me, but I'm going to do it. See, I like the way that it blends and smooths out in some of the spots where I want it to smooth out. Pretty funky background, but I do like it. I do like it. And it's going to be gorgeous. Hey, Pam. Once we add the flowers on top. Alright, I'm going to grab my little funky paint palette plate that's filled with lots of colors. And I just always have these plates where the acrylic has dried, and I'm going to start using my acrylic more, meaning, you know, put it on a page, use it for a background, don't waste your supplies. I just always get wrapped up, so I never think of it, or I don't have my small journal nearby or whatever. It's time to get some more paint. This white, well, I have some more, but this one will get used up. Oops. So what do you guys do? Do you, when you have your little bit of paint left like that, do you, like these tubes, do you cut the tubes open? To make sure you get all the paint out? What's your trick? Now I'm just going to blend this a little bit with my paintbrush. And that is pretty dark. But there's a little bit more white in there, so that's looking about the right color that I want it to be. You can barely see the gray, but it's a very, very pale gray, which is exactly what I'm looking for. I spritzed it with a little bit of water because I want to loosen it up. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit Okay, so Kyla says add a little bit of glazing medium and shake it up to the last little bit. All right, I can try that. All right, so now I'm going to put a little bit on my page, and I'm going to use my brayer to spread. Spritz with water, and then I'm going to use my brayer and pick it up. I'm trying not to just let it brayer like we did last week. So add a nice spritz of water because it makes it spread very kind of thinly is what I'm trying to do. And now I'm just going to add a dab more right there at the top. Spritz and do the same thing. Let me turn it upside down. Just to get a dab more of my little gray. All right. Love it. That is all I want. If I have to add too much water, it's done. But I can feel that there's paint in there. It's not squeezed. You know how you probably need to squeeze it down to the bottom or some such thing. I really do need to take this paint and just paint it on the back on a piece of paper. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put this to the side. It needs to dry. We're going to paint flowers. But before we paint flowers, if you don't mind, I'm just going to take my leftover gray. I'm done with it. And spread it on this piece of paper. This is just a great way to start a background. And I'll use it later on to do something fun. I love having pre-made backgrounds to play with, to make ATCs or whatever. So this way I'm not wasting all of my paint. And this is a great idea for you guys too. As you're using your paints, when you have a little left over from your stencils or whatever, add it to a sheet of paper in your journal. I love that. I love that. That's going to be fun when I get back to it. Alright, so I'm going to put that over to the side. Hello, Simply Art. Alright, so grab your flowers. Here are your flowers. These are going to turn into flowers, I promise you. And they are going to be cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little gesso to prime the inside of my flowers, and then I'm going to paint them. So I am just going to put the gesso on my fingers. I'm going to paint using a paintbrush because the golden colors, one of them is pretty toxic. Or at least it has a little thing on it that says it's known to cause cancer. And so, it's not known to cause cancer, but it has a chemical in it. So, you know, nope, won't be putting that on my fingers. again, I'm just priming the inside of my flowers with a little bit of gesso. And then I'm going to have some fun painting them. If you all did not visit my blog today at www.tiare, the little template for these flowers is there for you to download so that you can paint them. I just wanted to give you a quick and easy way. You can of course easily paint these flowers without a template, but this would just be a nice little guide for you. Alright. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, so I'm going to dry the gesso a little bit and then we're going to paint these flowers. We're going to make some beauteous flowers. Yay! Alright, so for my flowers, one of the things that I like doing is I like having pops of color. And so for me that sometimes means that I create a background and then I put layers on top of them that are totally different colors because that makes those colors pop. Or I at least pick one color. A lot of times I may incorporate a background color, but there's always going to be something on the top that's not featured in the background. So we're going to use these two blues. Again, I'm using golden, the anthraquinone, and the cerulean blue deep. And I'm going to use my paintbrush for this. Alright, as usual, make sure you dip your paintbrush in water first. I love this blue. I tell you, it is gorgeous. Just plain old gorgeous. If you don't own it, go buy it. Get the little bitty bottle like mine so it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Wait till their fluids go on sale at Blick or Michael's if they have it. They do have some golden colors. They don't have near as many as if you go to Blick for them. However, this is just a beautiful, 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 beautiful blue. I don't know, you can see it kind of, but you really need to see it in person. Oh, I love it. And when I'm painting, quite often I like to go paint in the direction of the item, sort of like the shape of the item that I'm painting. So as you see, I am going in the direction of how the flower flares out. And this is one of those things where if you don't paint it perfectly, it's okay. Not staying in the lines will not hurt at all. But the lines are there to guide you because you want your flower to have some shape. You don't want it to be perfectly, like the top to be perfectly rounded or anything like that. really kind of like that with all the different shades of blue that presents. I did print mine on cardstock, Donna. You can print it on cardstock. You could put it on your watercolor paper. I started to print it on watercolor paper because I really like the texture of watercolor paper or some mixed media paper. So print it on whatever you like, but you do want it to be a little bit heavy. Because you can print it on regular paper, but you know that it's going to be very thin. Love that color. Alright, so I'm also doing flowers in this color, and I haven't decided if I'm just going to do one in that and two in this. We'll see after I do one in this cut in the cerulean deep blue. See, isn't that pretty? Can you see that? Oh, I love both of these. Pretty colors. Alright, grabbing another brush, dipping it in water. Again, painting in the direction that the flower would flail out, or flare, or flail, I don't know what the word is, but you guys get it. Fan out, maybe. So just keep painting. Let's take a long walk around the park after dark. That's my girl playing in the background. Stimulation. Background, feeling squeaky clean. That is Jill Scott. What you got on your PJs? I love it. I got on my PJs and I don't have an apron on tonight. Uh-oh. I don't think I have one pair of pajamas anymore that doesn't have any of my summer ones anyway. That don't have paint on them. Alright, so should I paint another one in the lighter blue or the deep blue? I'm thinking the deep blue. Because I really like that color. Alright, thank you, Tamiko. I'm good now, of course. I think I'm going to go with the deep blue. Let's see. What am I feeling when I put it next to this? Deep blue. Deep blue. Yep. Tamiko, you always get nominated as the moderator. I think that should just be your job. as it grows. Right now I can look up fairly quickly and see what you guys are doing, talking about. But sometimes if I miss something, Tamiko's got my number. She could text me if there's a question or something that I missed. There you go. Big hugs. See? Yep. So how many of you listen to music while you create? Is that your thing? Or watch TV? Or are you a person that likes to create in silence? I met somebody who liked to create in silence out at a crop. And we were kind of noisy, and she was annoyed. And I thought, why would you come to a crop if you want peace and quiet? That's crazy. I was like, well, we're here to have fun. The last flower is the deeper blue, the anthraquinone. Anthraquinone. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anthraquinone blue. Oh, I can't do it. I cannot create in silence. It would drive me to the edge. It would send me right over the edge for sure. Okay, so now I'm going to dry a little, and then I'm going to add a little bit more color. I'm going to actually use my honey brown and my burnt sienna. Well, now, yeah, see, and I can create and watch TV because I sit down with my husband sometimes and I turn the TV's on because he's watching TV. But I don't watch TV. I'm not too dedicated to any show, maybe just 2 or 3 shows. So I often will bring my journal down and doodle or something while he's watching TV. Alright, so now I am going to add a little detail. Oh my goodness, Miko, you know I'm from Chicago, girl, all over the house music. Oh my God, if I had some house music. I remember when Chicago, you remember House Party in the Park? And they had house music all day long on a Saturday or the Friday or Sunday something. It was a house party in the park weekend. Girl, I had my iHeart radio on and I was grooving up in here having a party. Alright, so now I'm just going to add honey brown to the bottom. And it's a little wet, so that's cool. It's going to smear a little, and I'm good with that. And I'm going to add that to each of my flowers. Love it. How pretty is that? Okay, so adding the honey brown to the flowers. All right. And then I am going to also add a little bit of the burnt sienna. Okay. Drying a little bit and then burnt sienna. I'm getting warm. It could just be my own little personal springtime. I call it springtime because it's not that bad, thank goodness. But I do get warm. Alright, so now I'm taking the burnt sienna, and that's just going to be down at the bottom of each flower. Pretty, 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 pretty. I love it, I love it, I love it. Alright, so it is 8:41. Good. We got time. We are doing pretty good. Oh, I love it. I love these. Very happy with these flowers. Oh, they just look gorgeous. Alright, now dry your flowers and cut them out. Okay? So, Dee, are you from the 47th and Wabash? I miss Chicago so much. I'm North Side. I grew up on the North Side. I know the North Side. Ask me something about the North Side. My husband is from the South Side. I love them. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, I almost don't want to cut them because these are going to be our mosaics. But it should be fun. Now I'm going to invite you to cut them however you want. However, when I start to cut mine, I am going to cut them like that. I'm not going to cut them in a bunch of little pieces. going to cut them in strips. Awesome, awesome sauce. Alright, so I'm sure that they are not completely dry, but hopefully they're dry enough for me to handle. So now you want to cut out your flowers. So I'm cutting out my flowers. I love them. Oh my gosh. You know, it's so cool when stuff starts to come together that you have in your head. And they look pretty. And you don't really want to have this white line like me. I cut so far outside of the flower. I got a couple of little white spots. You don't really want those. So cut inside of your paint. Alright. Flower number 2. Again, try not to have the white edge. You don't want the white edge, so go ahead and cut inside of your color. Unless you're in love with white edges. So it's up to you. You know, I'm always saying creative freedom. So you cut and do what you want. You use the colors that you want. These are the colors that I chose for tonight. Feel like I got some white. Well, funny because you think you're cutting all the color, the white off, until you put it down against this black, and then I can really see it. Yes, burnt sienna always. I just love colors so much that I just have to have everything. Once any bottle starts to run down, I'm going to get it. I just want to have what I need when I'm ready to create. So I try to keep a good supply. I wish that I had a boatload of money. I would go out and buy like all the golden colors, all the art deco art. Alright, now you want to get your background. And it should be semi-dry. We put it to the side. I'm going to go over it a little bit. Yeah, 20 would be a lot of colors too. I rubbed the burnt sienna first, and then I added the honey brown on top. And then I used a very light gray with a spritz of water and my brayer to add a little to the page. Now, I think I'm going to put them something like that. And looking at this, my idea is one thing, but I think I'm going to end up adding some black or something around the page with a stamp or stencil or some such thing after after probably after I do my mosaics. So what my mosaics are going to be, my flowers are going to be the mosaic part of the page. So basically I'm just going to cut some slits. Don't get too crazy. I don't want you to have 50 slits. We don't want to be here all night. But you're going to cut slits and then you're going to adhere them to the page for your flower. Okay? And I'm going to grab my gel medium. I love this Faber-Castell gel medium. So I'm going to use that as my adhesive. If I can get it open. There we go. And I just use my fingers for that. In order to keep these in order, I'm going to cut one piece at a time. Okay, maybe two. And of course, by the time you finish putting this down, it may take on a whole new shape because you don't have to add it perfectly. But you do want to make sure that there is space in between, just like if you were doing a mosaic. That's already starting to look pretty. This is gonna be cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so just start cutting your flowers in strips and adhering them. As many strips as you like. I'm trying not to make mine too thin. Alright, so I'm just going to keep doing this. This is going to take us a little bit. It'd be really cool if I could do this in 10 minutes, right? I love how that looks though. Oh, I'm so excited to see what this looks like when I'm done. I really am. I'm just excited. What can I say? Because I love how it looks. It looks amazing. And of course, since I'm just using the medium on my fingers, it's really smart to have your baby wipes near, so because you're gonna have a ton of this stuff on your fingers in the end. So just have baby wipes near so you can keep cleaning your fingers. going together. Oh, love, 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 love. Thank you. And I'm almost done with flower number 1. Yay! Then we'll move on to the next one. And I just cannot say enough how much I like the way that looks. That is some awesomeness. Alright, so now flower number 2, which I think I'm just going to put here, and then I kind of want to do this like the stamp. Did I show you guys my inspiration stamp? So here's my inspiration. So I'm going to do that, but I kind of want this flower to be over here. So that's what I'm looking at. Alright, so flower number 2, again, I'm going to start by cutting just 2 strips, trying to keep these in order, so I don't want to cut my entire flower up first, because then I will just have a bunch of little pieces and I will forget where they belong. I know it. Using my gel medium again. I think that's a little too far. Scared that it won't fit. So there, I'll put that right there. And I will start to build my flower number 2. And I put gel medium on the top and the bottom of my strips to make sure it gets nicely sealed. You know what? I don't really know what these flowers are called. I'm assuming, let me see if there's a name on this stamp. Ginkgo? Gorgeous ginkgo. That's the name of the stamp, so I'm assuming that gorgeous ginkgo, and I'm assuming that it's a ginkgo flower. And it's funny because once you start to put these down, the shape is not to me the same as when I had it on my paper, which makes it all the better for me. I don't know what I keep doing. Oh, I was about to say with my baby wipes. Alright. Loving, 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 loving. I'm just so loving this. Oh my goodness. Isn't it fun when you discover something, when you're just playing? This is just playing for me. You know, I had an idea in my head, and when it comes together, isn't it cool when you discover something new? This feels like, oh my gosh, I love this. I'm going to have to do this again. wanting to smile. I just love this. Oh my God. I see a canvas. I see these on a nice canvas. I've been trying to decide on painting a canvas. I've only hung one of my paintings in the house so far, but since I hung it, I tried some others in some other spots where other paintings were hanging. So they are not, the nails are not appropriately in the appropriate height for my art. But once I hung it up, it made me fall in love with it all the more. Um, so now I've decided, you can update and just update a room just by adding a painting. Our bedroom, our master, we don't have like a headboard. We just have the bed in there. So I've been wanting to add a painting or like a floating headboard or something like that. We're just not into those big old bed sets with the whole posts and all that. So I decided that I'm going to do like I can't think of the words, when there are 3 paintings, I'm going to do a canvas of 3 paintings, and I'm going to add symbols and things that represent myself and my husband and things that we like or love. And I think I'm not going to probably do this for the bedroom, but I am really thinking that I'm going to do something with these ginkgo flowers. I love it. No, mural's not the word. A trick something. Try something, trick something, or something like that. It's on 3 different, boy, I got stuff everywhere. 3 different canvases. Oh, I love that. I just love this. Oh. I'll start acting like D. Grunic in a minute. Gruig in a minute. So happy. I always try to do this within an hour and a half, so we're moving along, because once I get this part done, then the next part usually go by fast. Yes, it's like all one painting cut into 3. Exactly. Yes. I was just talking to my husband about it and saying that there's going to be something cool. Like, I love dragonflies, and that there would be like a dragonfly, a guitar, a heart for our love, guitar for him, heart for our love, dragonfly, flowers. I just have this whole picture in my head of something that represents both of us. Some funky mixed media mural. Yes, a triptych. Thank you. That is exactly the word I was looking for. I'm just so happy that you guys are here with me. As I'm sitting and I'm creating and you guys are watching and chatting, I just love it. It just feels so good that people will come and create with me, and that you enjoy my creativity, and that you're patient. That's awesome. Thank you. Is it triptych or triptych? That's what I always wanted to know. I don't know. I say triptych, but who knows? Guess I could look it up. Look up the pronunciation. Good. That's awesome. All right, good. That's what I was thinking. Triptych. That's how I always say it. All right. This is it. Just gonna add 3 more strips. I think. Yep. And this flower will be complete. And then we will do some other fun things with it. Yes. Almost done. Last couple of pieces. Love. Exciting and new. I was watching Love Boat the other day. So this is some love right here. Exciting and new for me. Yes. Although this one is so funny because my thought was that this flower would be turned a little bit more. But I guess this is cool. Thank you, Miss Vicky. All right, so there. Ooh, I can't. It's so funny. As much as I love creating and I love using my fingers, in the end, I just don't like feeling all the stuff on my fingers. It grosses me out, especially the gel medium. So I'm sorry. I just need to get some of it off before it makes me go mad. And I'm always cracking myself up, and my husband's like, "You upstairs cracking yourself up?" Yes, I am. Thank you. All right, I think I'll dry a little bit, and then I'm going to paint on some stems. Thank you. All right. I don't know. I'm just silly, and I am silly all the time. Most of the time, okay. Let's not say all the time because Lord knows my head could spin around. You know what I'm talking about. And I could turn into a monster. Anyway, I'm using black because, of course, since this is Mosaic, I'm going to not paint, but I will use my pastels in between each line and around it. That's my intention. Hope it works for what I'm thinking. But I am going to add black here and bring it down and create some fun stems. Okay? Hope I still like it after the stems. I think so. I think so. I need a brush that's not too thick. See, that's why I decided that I would not cut a bunch at one time because of exactly that reason, Sylvia. Okay, so I'm just going to take my black here for now so that I can see what I'm doing. And I might just leave it like that and not touch the bottom. So I'm just kind of, it's supposed to be like the base of the flowers. All right, I'm sorry. I know I got a little quiet. All right. So, and then I'm just going to have my stems crossing each other. Love, I almost don't want to put black in between. Oh, that is so pretty. All right, so I was going to do my love. You know my love is adding shading. So, let's see. Where's my pencil sharpener? I have a pencil sharpener. Pencil sharpener. Where are you? There it is. All right. Thank you. You are welcome. I am almost done. Going to do some shading, maybe add some little lines, and then I'm done. So you want to add some shading around your flowers. Just take a black charcoal or pastel pencil around the edges. thank you for everyone that came to create with me. You guys know this is my favorite. Adding a little bit of shadow shading around. Thank you for staying with me. I'm almost done. Shouldn't be too long. But I love the way this is starting to look still. I love the way it was looking anyway. But the shadows and the shading and things like that always, to me, just make it really stand out. My signature move. Thank you. Just use your finger to smooth out your either charcoal or a pastel pencil. Love that. Just love how that looks. Uh-oh. I popped up a piece, so that one's going to need a little bit of gel medium on it. And then you can add some black in the middle. Now that's a little bit harder to do the shading, but the black still will just help it to stand out. I don't want to paint in between. And just rub what you can with your finger. And what I can't rub, I'm actually going to grab one of my little blending pencil and blend it a little bit in there. And that will make me happy if it's in here. I have to find it. It's probably in a different bag. I have so many little bags of pencils and different things and tools that I use. And of course, I cannot find it when I need it. It's a little blending stump type thing. Maybe it's in with my colored pencils. Just a second. And if I can't find it, that is just not going to be a big deal to me. Yep, got it. Love this, love this, love this. Just going inside, in between, because it spreads the color. I don't know if you can see that, but it spreads where my finger cannot reach. It's I don't know what it's called though. It's a Prismacolor. It's used to help you blend your colors though, when you're using colored pencils. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, I still feel like this just needs a little something. And there is something that I've fallen in love with doing, and that is just drawing lines in random places on my page. So I'm going to draw some random lines on my page. And then I think I'll be done. And I kind of just scrape them on. So it's really just you taking your black pen or marker and just making lines. This pen is not doing what I want, so oh, which one is this? All right. And it's just no, you don't have to have any specifics, meaning you don't have to be perfect with it. I'm just scribbling lines, but it adds just a cool texture technique to your page. And you just put them wherever you want. And just lightly, and it adds a little depth, darkness, color, interest. Perfect. And the cool thing is you can add as much or as little as you want. So this right here is, I don't even know what kind of, it's called a precise. I have no idea where it came from. It's a rolling ball pen, but I love it. It's one of my new favorite things. So I'm just making scratches, and I'm going in both directions. It creates a really cool, fun look on your page. It's my new favorite thing. Something I just started doing recently, but just is to me a great sort of finishing touch. Oh, I love it. I think that's it for me. probably could use a word or something. But I'm just going to put my name on it. I'm just going to sign it. And that's going to be my mosaic for tonight. There. I love it. Oh, it does, Tamika. Oh, I'm going to buy some. I don't even know how I got these. Literally, I probably was looking for pens for something and I bought them, and I was probably before I even started art journaling. So I have no idea. But I'm glad they're in my stash. So there you have it, our page for tonight. I will get a picture up on my blog at www.tiaresmith.com. That's trsmith.com. So the picture of the page will be there. It is done. I love it. I love this technique. This will appear again on a canvas or something. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies. I'm switching around to say good night. I had a ball. The camera's way up now, so I'm waving to you from here. Thank you. It was a blast. I had a good time. I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you. Clap, clap, clap. Thank you. I will see you next Wednesday right here with another fun art journal page project idea. Thank you so much. Have a good night, ladies. Now go play some more. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Vicky. Good night. Muchas, muchas. I really appreciate you all being here. Thank you. Bye. Uh-oh, censored. I don't know.